I want you to think about a time when you wanted to explore, when you wanted to do, or you wanted to accomplish something. Something that went against the grain. Something that when you vocalized it aloud, you were met with immediate pushback. Whether it was from a friend, a family member, or even a stranger, about how to live your life. How did that make you feel? Going further, did it influence your choice? And most importantly, did you end up conforming? We all want to be a part of the group. We all want to be a cool kid. We are inherently social creatures, and we see this trope play on again and again. Whether it's at work, where we communicate or talk in a certain corporate way, or whether it's setting out our life's plan, like our friends and family do, even if it's not for us. Or whether it was back in school, when we would dress or act like the people we saw on TV, or the people we wanted to become, or even our friend circle. We've been taught to follow a predefined path, that we need to check all the right boxes and fit into a mold for success. We end up convincing ourselves that we have to have a hustle mindset or a fake it till you make it attitude. I'm sure as of today, I think society, as a society, we have a cognitive dissonance between the life we want to lead versus the one that others sell to us. I'm sure we're all familiar with LinkedIn posts, YouTube videos, or podcasts, the ones that tell us, follow the 10 habits to become a millionaire, or to be like so-and-so, you need to wake up at 4 a.m. and dump your head in an ice bucket. Sounds awful. This plays on our mindset that we need to have a false need to conform to societal norms of success versus what we actually want to do. It fuels an anxiety that we can't even enjoy our own successes in the end. As a society, we idolize change makers, yet we search for conformity. The people we admire most, the innovators, the trailblazers, the Gates, the Jobs, the Buffetts of the world, are celebrated particularly for breaking the mold. What made them strong was leaning into what made them different, contrary to what society planned for them. Going outside of that, to my own experience, when I first moved to France many years ago, I was still learning the language, and one of my professors in high school told me that I would never make it to university, and I would be better off going to a trade school or a vocational school if I wanted any sort of success. Now, I personally took this as a challenge. Since then, I've ended up graduating from multiple French universities. I've made my career with Fortune 500 companies for various multinational French clients. And I still live here today. Looking back at it, I'm proud of the path that I took, the journey that I made, and I did it my way. However, for some of the people in my class who received that same advice, they ended up going to trade school. They ended up going to a vocational college, which ultimately impacted their life forever. Outside of my own personal experience, what does science have to say about an authentic life? Well, for leaders, those who embrace uniqueness, they tend to foster a more creative and organizationally committed team. For non-conforming leaders, those who don't tend to act, behave, or dress in a certain corporate way, well, for them, authenticity is a crossroads for a psychologically safe and innovative environment for their employees to express their own free ideas. On top of that, multiple studies have shown that embracing an authentic life reduces stress, raises self-esteem, and we see this amongst various populations, that leading a life that is based more on internal motivations versus external pressures leads to a more satisfied, happier, and even longer life. Now, outside of this, I don't want you to leave this talk today thinking that we all need to become rebels, diving deep into anarchy. This would be, in fact, contrary to what I'm talking about today. This is definitely a balancing act. If we look at Marilyn Brower's optimal distinctiveness theory. We can both be an individual while also not getting lost in the sea of conformity, and it's even necessary. Going outside of this, we see nonconforming as part of our daily lives and as part of an evolution in society. One of my favorite examples is that today businesses are now removing, if not reducing, their need for degree requirements for job postings to source new talents. And this is due to a younger generation who is now informing themselves, who are educating themselves through podcasts, through apps, through even TikTok to get to where they want. And businesses are aligning. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I could finish off with a grandiose statement. I could finish off with a big moral, but I prefer to do this my way, which is short and sweet. And it is to tell you to not buy into a future that was never yours to begin with. Build your own future your way. Thank you.